gotta scroll extra far just to get certain shit.
Well, hey, that's
Because on my phone, I have everything little. Like, I've been seeing people have it all big and shit. I'm like, damn.
oh yeah. They asked you in the very beginning, like you can't go back. It's like now or never.
Yeah.
Bitch. Do you want this small or big?
Papi, ya tú sabes, semana tras
Ay,
semana, esto es
goddamn
lo
it.
que hay.
This
She's
guy.
a very
We off up in here,
freaky
man.
girl.
No strings
It
attached
is
on
from
a
a mama.
Wednesday evening. You dig what I'm saying? Ain't no basketball tonight, so everybody good tonight. Shout out to the Warriors. You dig? We gonna make it do what it do, man. This is a show where we talk about relationships, pop culture, all that fly shit, man. We try to be entertaining for y'all. Make sure y'all jump in that live chat. Keep subscribing to the channel, man. Keep being active in that chat. Stay
Right.
active in there, cause we don't block nobody, man. We let you wild the fuck out in that chat room. Say what you want to say. You dig what I'm saying, man?
Say what you need to say.
There you go. Because on this show, we allow everybody to express themselves in their most organic state. So if you're easily offended and all that, dog, we respect that. We appreciate that. But we would ask you to go ahead and remove yourself so the rest of us can have a good time tonight. You dig? We missing a couple people down there. So shout out to Chris Blake. Shout out to Bree Baby. You dig what I'm saying?
Shout out.
Where Chris Blake even been?
I don't know. We're just going to leave that amongst us, right? We don't know. So that way, if the people ask us, we got, what they call that shit? Plausible deniability?
I thought you were gonna say amnesia. Yep.
That too.
Who-
Over
Chris
there, man,
who?
we got the homeboy JC.
¿Qué lo que, mi gente? Ha sido mucho tiempo, pero aquí estamos en la casa otra vez de nuevo. Esto es lo que hay. Pues tojo en la casa, papi.
Ooh.
This nigga was
Caliente.
going. He missed a couple shows. He had to make up for that shit, right?
I know he came back caliente.
Right? Down there, we got the homeboy Lionel.
What's up, y'all? It's amazing to be here. What's good?
There you go. There you go. And right here next to me, she made it. She wasn't running late. She was on time,
Yeah.
but she was having a rough day. Shout
a
out
long
to
day,
my
y'all, but I
sister,
made it.
Sister Mo.
Sister
Hey.
Mo.
I'm here. And I'm
is.
ready.
So
And Mo was
sister,
talking about, look how
sister.
I'm gonna be on here looking crazy. No, you Sister Mo, goddammit.
Looking crazy as hell.
So we're gonna get to the shits tonight, man. We're gonna talk about fear of falling in love.
Ajá.
That's piggybacking on the show where you weren't here, JC, but these two, along with Bree Baby, apparently all three of these motherfuckers hate love.
Damn
so
it.
yeah, we're gonna talk about that today.
That's
Why
not the
why you
case.
guys- Why you guys hate love?
But
That's
before we
not-
hold
I
on,
love
before we get
love.
to
I'm a
before we
hopeless
get
lover
there,
and
Well, hang on.
love.
Before we get to the topic.
before we get to the topic though, I do want to talk about this shit going on with Cardi B because I saw this shit and I was like, I didn't know what the fuck to think, to be honest with you. So if you didn't know, if you ain't seen it, she's canceled. I think it was in Baltimore. I don't know if you want to cancel on Baltimore.
She canceled El
nigga.
Paso too.
Well, that's good.
I
She probably
but-
just don't want to go there. She get on my nerves.
Yeah,
She
but
probably like,
apparently
eh.
she had some fucking surgery, or she had some surgeries recently, right? What was it? What they say it was?
I know for sure she got her breast redone.
I think it was like a breast and like a tummy. I think they call it, because she had the baby, I think they call it like a mommy something. It's a word. It's
Oh,
like
okay, like a
name for it.
rejuvenation
Mommy
pack
makeover?
or something.
Yeah, some shit like that.
Yeah,
Real talk.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? So,
You know what's funny?
what is funny?
They brought that topic up to me today.
Who was
Mommy
they?
makeover.
Who was they?
I'm like,
Somebody.
Oh, hilarious.
They,
Yeah, this nigga, this is they. But no, so I know people giving her a hard time. People kind of shitting on her. It was for me, man. I mean, she done been under the knife before for like the ass and all that stuff. So you know, do your thing. You're an entertainer, man. That's a part of your thing. You know what I mean? Whatever the fuck. I don't give a fuck. Everybody now is fake than the motherfucker. So,
yeah.
it ain't nothing new.
yeah.
I'm not plastic.
I just can't.
There you go.
I just liked Cardi B so much more before she even had shows to cancel.
Yeah.
You like the chip tooth?
Absolutely. Which she was on the Breakfast Club talking
Got
about
a
she's
bag,
never gonna
fix my
chop
teeth.
her. She's like, I'm never gonna fix my teeth. This is a part of
Right.
the.
I remember when she did post a video of her new teeth. I said, oh, they got to her, y'all.
Bro, she's gonna
Oh,
be a
when
new
she
Got
did
bitch.
a bag. Fix my
Yeah.
teeth.
I
She's
remember
gonna
the
be
first
a
video
new
I seen
bitch
her.
by the end of 2019. It's gonna be a whole new bitch. It's not even gonna be the same.
I mean,
Cardi.
honestly, like, I'm a fan of Cardi B, but now where she's at now, it's kind of just more like annoying to me, like being a fan of hers. Cause I mean, she's cool and everything, but at the same time, I be feeling like she do too much explaining herself on social media. Like she has to address
that's
everything. Like,
Anything somebody say, she coming back.
there's some things that just don't need a response, and she responds to everything.
I'm with you on
Even
that.
fans, you know
I'm
what I'm
with you on
saying?
that.
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Like people are gonna talk their shit regardless. You just gotta let it go. But I think she's just one of those people that just feels she has to.
She get on that
I just-
motherfucker like butt naked. See, I told y'all.
Yeah.
I told y'all that. I was like, okay, they had to do all that to prove the point.
Yeah,
friend-
was ass naked, had the leg up, talking about this is not my pussy. I said, oh my god.
Yeah, she was. I
Oh
was
my
like,
god. I said, oh lord. It's hard. It's getting harder to like support and be a fan for
Absolutely.
me anyway, because it's just
Give me a fortune.
She do too much.
Give me a fortune. I would even forget
Hey,
that.
shout
I would
out
forget
to-
what social media
to
was.
AI. Baby can't get her teeth fixed. Hey.
Well, baby said she wasn't. Baby was giving us the real. And baby said, I'm
She
not
did
gonna
say
do
she
this
wasn't gonna get her
on
teeth
She
fixed,
did
man.
say that. I remember.
But hey, get you, baby.
All right,
Get
man.
you.
So let's get to the shits, man. Fear of falling in love. God damn it. The reason I wanted to do that topic, again, as the resident married person, that don't even mean you in love, right? It just means you did some shit. You signed a contract. But shout out to my wife because I
Absolutely.
do love my wife.
Yeah,
Fuck what y'all
absolutely.
talking about. But there is a
Get safe.
Oh, like nice.
Right. I do want to go out and talk about the fear. And y'all can jump up in the chat room and let me know, man. Do y'all have that quote unquote? Maybe fear is not even the right word, but that's the only word I can think of.
No, but that's real. A lot of people do have that fear.
Talk to me then, Lionel. Let's break it down.
I mean,
Speak a
I
little bit.
can't,
You out of the
I
shot just a
can't
little bit.
relate.
Speak
Like,
a little bit.
I don't have the
Bam.
fear of
And
falling
you
in
scoot it
love.
up.
Like,
okay, there you go. You good.
I don't have the fear of falling in love. I don't have an issue with falling in love. I don't have an issue with love. I have an issue with like control. Like I don't
Uh-oh.
ever want to like be
Janet
controlled
Jackson
or
ass
feel
nigga.
like I've been controlled or feel like I'm being boxed in. Because if you love me, then fuck, just love me. Like don't try to tell me to be like this so that you can love me. It's just like either you love me or you don't.
Yeah.
But I don't have a problem with falling in love. Like I will fall over and over and over and over if I have to, because like I really do like love so much. Love isn't the issue. I just feel like for me, control is the issue. Like I have a fear of being controlled, fear of being told what the fuck to do when that's not how I feel, fear of being told how to feel and those kinds of things.
And you believe? It sounds like you think that like a part of love may be taking some of that, or like
Absolutely.
controlling you in that way.
Yeah.
That you should do this or feel like
Yeah.
that. I feel you.
Yeah,
There's a lot of feel in there.
Yeah,
No, that's legit though. That's legit as hell. What you think, Mo?
yeah.
I mean, I can definitely agree on the not being controlled part of it, but man, I love the idea of love
Sister
as well, but
Mo.
it's just hard to like believe in it day by like as the days go on. It's harder to believe in like real love because of the shit that I experience, the shit that I see, not only firsthand but secondhand too from people around me. You know what I'm saying? Like me and Brie are really tight, so there's a lot of shit that we talk about together. There's no like filters, there's no like barriers, nothing. We let it all out with each other, and I'm sorry, but some of these niggas is grimy, bro. Like,
I knew she was gonna go.
fuck, I can't. I be trying, and I try to like be that person that trusts, until you give me a reason not to. But bro, that shit, I be seeing some crazy shit.
And you blame it on the dudes. All right, we're gonna come back around. JC, talk to me. Give me your opening statements. What are your opening statements on falling in love?
Bound
Dearly
to
beloved.
falling
This guy.
in love.
We are gathered here today.
Nigga.
Listen, man.
Somebody cut the chat.
We love you too, Bree, baby.
Hey.
So, I think love is a good thing, especially when you meet the right person at the right time. Just make it happen. Go for it. Don't even think about it twice. Let it. Just let it take you. Just let it take you, and make something out of it. You got to take a chance in order to be happy. And if that's what you want, hey, go for it, right?
That's
What
true.
if I don't want to take no chances?
No, but I'm a firm believer.
That's
I'm
what
a
I
firm.
was gonna say. I
No,
was gonna
listen.
say.
What if
I'm
I
a
don't want to
firm-
take no chances?
I'm a
I'm tired
firm-
of taking
Look at it
chances
as a
and wasting
chance.
The
time.
greater the risk, the greater the prize. And then I'm also a firm believer in like love passing people by. Like I think love will pass you the fuck by if you are too fucking busy or you're too this, too that, too cautious, too safe, too scared, too hurt, too anything. Love will be like, okay, this bitch got too much going on. I'm gonna come back. I'll see you in 50 years or whatever the case may be. But that's why I think it's important to like jump and like truly like.
I think anything
Fall in
will
love.
pass you by if you're too fixated on not wanting it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, but that furthers the point of just jumping and falling into it. Like, don't like. I mean, I have that stance when it comes to life. Like, I'm not gonna miss any opportunity. I'm not gonna miss any chance, any connection, any networking opportunity. Like, I'm not gonna miss it because you don't fucking
You know what I do want to say though? I think
Say it, nigga.
when men fall in love,
Uh-oh. getting sexist. Go ahead.
I think I think we display it a whole lot more
Okay, talk your shit.
than when a woman.
It's all right. How you doing?
I'm on your team. Let's go.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
I think men display it more when it
Yeah.
comes to creativity, when it comes to showing more affection. When we fall in love, I think, and I'm not trying to downplay the ladies at all whatsoever,
But
because
if you do, fuck it.
because they have their way of showing it too. But
Yeah.
I just feel like we're more intense when we say, "Yo, I'm in love." Like, I'm willing to do anything because I'm in love. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Women, when it comes to love, are a little bit more reserved, a little bit more conservative. They'll hold back a little bit because because of the fears of getting hurt, or or past experiences. You know what I mean? But I do believe that men are way more displayful. If that's even a word.
It is now.
No, it's true. I get you. I follow that, and I think it's true. But I also think that it's all just like a part of the alchemy, and like the yin and the yang. Like, I think the woman is not her role, but I think naturally for the woman, it comes more natural to like kind of be caught and to like be like gotten, if that makes sense. Where as guys, we're like super competitive, super prideful, and like we want to be like, this is mine, and like pronounce it. And, like, it's just a different kind of language when it comes to women. And, like, the way that they naturally are is, I don't know, they love us in so much more of a loyal, like, nurturing kind of way. It may not be as loud and boisterous and, like, everybody, this is me. But, they have a different kind of, like, language to say that just as loud. And I think that's a part of, like, the alchemy and, like, the in and the out, the up, the down, the yin, the yang.
Hey, shout out to Bree. Why are you telling me to shut up, Bree? Go
Here she
somewhere.
goes. She's gonna be the only one in
She
there.
said she said Chex Mix. The hell?
Checks mix.
Shout out to
I don't
Richard,
know.
man.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Read Richard's comment.
Oh,
The Richard Millie?
my man Rich. Wait.
50 for the rich.
Shout out to my boy Rich. Remember, love and hate are a combo that always fits in a relationship.
Nigga, back up from the mic. This nigga's chewing that up. Go ahead.
I'm not.
Love and hate.
I'm like, I hear it like.
Yeah. Go
Wait,
ahead.
continue.
Remember, love and hate are a combo that always fits in a relationship. How you deal with either love or hate dictates the outcome of any relationship. Is that better?
Let's explore that, right? Shout out to Rich. Is his name Rich? What the hell's his name?
My man Rich.
Richard.
I think
Mama
you
named
can,
Richard.
yeah, that could-
Let's
I don't know.
explore that, right? The love and hate,
There's a fine line, absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
It's interesting because everybody always, I think Mo was talking about it. Mo brought it up first. Like, why does it have to be taking a risk or taking a chance, right? Because it's always an old saying that, like, love is pain. You know what I'm saying? Pain is love. Yeah, and it's like, nigga, why are we
Why
going
you
through
gotta
all
be-
I don't
that?
necessarily agree with it being pain or suffering. Now, I know love endures all, because when you love somebody, you endure everything.
Yeah,
with
that's
that
not
person.
necessarily a part of the
But it's-
love. It's a part of the relationship
but-
and just two humans trying to become one.
See, I believe love
you
more
can
than a
fly.
feeling is a decision.
Yeah.
Is more commitment than it is a feeling. Because you're committed to that person. Once you say you love someone, you're committed to that person, and that commitment is not something you can easily break. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like a contract. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It's something that you've decided to take on, and now it's not something that you can easily just let go of.
So do you make it, because happiness is a decision, right? Can you decide to be that I'm gonna be happy today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
If happiness is a decision, then
I guess you
is
can fake it until you
love a
make it.
decision?
yes.
It's a decision that you're making a conscious decision, and I'm gonna be in love with this person. Is it an emotion first or a decision? What comes first?
It's
Steve?
always going to be emotion first. It's always going to be emotion. You're always going to be, because we're human beings, we're going to be emotional creatures first. In everything that we do, there's going to be some type of emotion. It's where you take that emotion, where it's where you take that emotion that's going to decide whether it's a decision or whether you're just leaving it as an emotion. You know what I'm saying?
and also you feel love. That's just what's one thing. That's natural. Love is universal. But then once it comes here, then you have the decision to make. Is this going to be on a basis or A to B basis, or is this just gonna be love? Like, do I unconditionally love this person no matter what, or can I only love you like this, and like we'll
Right.
be friends, and like, you know,
Right.
or no, I love the fuck out of this person no matter what. So I think that's when like the decision making comes into play. But
Exactly.
naturally, like love comes in as just its own love entity, and then we make the decision of how we're gonna handle it.
See, that's
and
the
deal
thing.
with that
That's my thing
emotion.
with love is that everybody talks about love in these beautiful, glowing
Love.
terms, right? Everybody says it, but then motherfuckers be scared to fall in love. Like I don't understand this shit. It's like everybody like, yeah, love is beautiful, love is this. Like, what is the psychological fear? What I know Mo saying niggas ain't shit. That's the fear. Is that you fall in love with a nigga and now the nigga ain't shit.
Wasting time.
So is that it? That maybe the
Yeah,
love is not
wasting
fully
time.
reciprocated?
I think
Hurts,
wasting
getting
time
hurt.
is a big one.
But you know what? I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
No, you're
But
not.
I
You
mentioned
wanted
this
to cut
earlier.
Go
No,
ahead.
this is important. I mentioned this earlier though. But like loving somebody, like you said, when you make the decision to love somebody, then you gotta know. You have to be intelligent and think all the way through, not just like in the moment and what's in front of you, and know that when you love someone, eventually at some point you will have to mourn them. And like that's real, and that's the risk you take.
You
is
said you
having
have
to
to
feel
having
those
to
emotions
what?
as well.
Having to mourn them?
You'll have to mourn them eventually at some point, whether the relationship ends or you know life happens and they pass on or
Yeah, but we're
whatever
not
the
talking
case
about that right
is.
now. We don't want to talk about
I'm just
death right now.
saying.
We don't
I'm
wanna-
I'm just
for me right
no.
now.
That's
Yeah,
but
yeah, that
listen.
one-
What if
that
I die first?
You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
y'all
It's not even
die.
about dying. It's not even about not even
So
just
don't even
dying.
bother, y'all. Don't even bother.
Not even just dying because that person, you guys can end the relationship and it could have been a very deep
No, I'm
love
with
for
you.
you,
I'm with
and
you.
like you'll
I'm
have
with
to
you,
mourn
but
that.
we don't want to get there yet. We don't want to get there yet.
But
We're
no,
talking
that's
about-
real. That's a part of the risk.
That
Yeah,
is.
but-
No,
that's-
I understand what he's saying
No,
though.
I
A
get
part
it,
of
I
the
get
a
it,
part
but
of the
I'm saying
fear
we
is
don't-
like
we don't
now
wanna
you
get
lose
there.
that at some point.
Yeah, that feeling is what's like. I don't
It's
know if I
like-
want to go through that.
Yeah, if I don't want to, that's
I
a
can
real
take the
thing.
good, I can do the happy shit and all that, but I don't know if I want to give this person a chance to make me feel like that.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Look at Mo's face, hilarious.
that
Mo's
shit
like,
is heavy. That's
yup,
heavy,
nigga.
and people take years to recover from that. Like that's
How many
heartbreak.
years it take
is
you to
heavy.
recover, Mo?
Sister Mo.
I'm like, what?
Hey, that's gonna be a jingle from now
It
on.
just depends, like, the relationship I have with the person and what level of love I have for them. Because, I mean, I've been in a relationship where I've been, you know, where I still love that person to this day. And it took
To this
a long time. To this day.
To-
It took a long
Shout
time
out
for
to
me
him.
to,
¿Desde
like,
cuándo?
yeah. It took a long time for me to like just finally kind of get over it and move on. And I mean, but I'm also one of those types of people that once a relationship's over, most times I cut everything from the root.
Yeah, yeah.
I just like
Uh.
I mean, and it's nothing against like personal against the other
No, it
person.
is.
Like
It's
I
like
just
for yourself.
for my own emotional healing, my own self, I know that if I'm consistently reminded of that person, or I see them on
Right.
social media all the time, or I see them posting, and then I start seeing them post with other women or something, that's gonna hurt me to a point where now I'm in my feelings, and to protect myself from that, I kind of just
That's why you cut 'em
distance
from the root.
myself.
Yeah, I think that's necessary.
That's why
I
you.
dis-
That's
I
why you cut them
distance
from the
myself
root.
a lot. Like most, like honestly,
Desde
in
la
my
raíz lo
like
cortamos,
serious
desde la
relationships
raíz.
that I've had, I've straight up just like would delete them from all my social media because that's what I'm on the most of the time, and that's because it's just like I would hate to like see something that would make my heart drop. You know what I'm saying? Or read something that would make my heart drop, and it's like until I get over like that situation, I don't really want those constant reminders. I just want to not be reminded of
You know
anything
they're
of
gonna
that
be
person.
flexing.
Well,
like,
me-
let me show how happy I am.
Me,
Flexing.
me, I personally, I don't like to live in the past. I'm thankful for it. It made me who I am today, but I don't live in the past. So if I consider you my past, and this is where the term comes from, cutting them from the root, because
They
I
say it
always
every
say
time.
that. I
shit.
say it all the time.
Sniffs
I
the
cut my
pole.
past so to the point where it doesn't remind me of anyone else, so that I can focus on what I'm doing now, so that my tomorrow can be better. So if how can I put it? If your fear of falling in love is because of past experiences, I get it, but you can't blame your present or your future based on your past. Because the more that you hold on to your past, you're doing it at the cost of your future. The more that you hold on to what you've been through, the more that you hold on to your past experiences and past mistakes or or past error, whatever it is that your past is, the more that you hold on to it, you're doing it at the cost of what you can have in the future. In order to receive something else, you got to have your hands empty. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
You-
I
you
get that,
can't-
but that's also hard for me because not with things and experiences and trauma and that kind of shit. Like, I'll leave you in the dust. But when it comes to people, like, that's hard for me because if I've had true, like, any type of real feelings, like, on
Right.
a platonic level or romantic, like, and then it doesn't always end bad. Like, I don't know. It's hard. It takes more work for me to like be like cut you off for the rude. Like, I
Never
don't
talk
know
to you
you.
again.
Like,
Yeah,
that
I'm
would
with
take
you.
so much more
Yeah.
energy from me versus just being like, let's find a cordial level to be on. Like, still exist
Nah.
peacefully. Like, that's so much more like natural for me. Like, when I invest in a person, like, I make a decision to invest. I'm not gonna invest in a shitty person ever, or at least up to this point, I haven't invested in somebody that's just like pure shit. And like it came back to bite me in the
shit.
ass. Pure shit. Bit me in the ass. I fucked myself over. Like, I really invest myself into people wisely. So when I do that, like, you might have a chance or two to like, fuck up. If that makes sense. Like, I'm not just cutting from the root. Like,
Yeah.
I
any
mean,
level.
personally.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Let's get personal.
Sister Mo. That's
No,
your
I'm
that's your
kidding.
jingle.
Ew, that was ugly.
Sister Mo.
Stop. Okay, anyways, so I don't think, and I remember one time I think Chris Blake said the same thing whenever I had brought up, something that happened in my past and how I kind of changed the way that I do things from that point forward. And it's not necessarily that I'm trying to hold on to those feelings and just be like, no, like I don't want to, no, because I'm scared. It's not necessarily that I'm scared. It's just that I went through enough in that one situation that I learned lessons, and I've learned not only about what I don't like about other people, but I also learned something about myself too, and how like in that my last relationship, how I talked about it was very rushed, everything was very quick, everything was, and I feel like that's what led to the disaster because I didn't know who I was involving myself with.
It was harder
So-
to see the red flags moving that fast.
Exactly, especially whenever you think you want to be with that person, you just so infatuated at first. Like, yeah, that shit happens, but like, it wasn't like now the way that I move, how I talked about the 6-month thing, my mental 6-month thing, when I talk to people and shit like that. It's not because I'm scared still. I'm just like, oh, I don't know, they might hurt me.
It's like a
But
villain.
it was just a lesson to me, to myself, that Monique, you don't need to rush into things so quickly. You don't have to feel the need to like put such a importance of put such importance in somebody in your life so quickly.
Yeah.
And I think that's really where like it's like you have to separate it, because there are people that hold those grudges like, nah, like this is like my last nigga, what I'm saying, he did this and that third to me and I don't trust these niggas. Like, yeah, I get that too, what I'm saying, that shit it's easy to be that way, but it's like for me, I was cheated on in that relationship too, but I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, every nigga just gonna cheat on me. I just think to myself like, okay, I just need to learn better who it is that I'm putting myself with and who I'm dealing with. So I think there's kind of like there's a difference between the two. Difference between sitting and judging everything in the future off of your last
just
relationship,
being wise.
than just being like logical and learning a lesson and growing from that situation and deciding that what, I need to change some things about myself and the way that I move, so that I don't have to experience that type of like stress or things like that in the future. Not saying that every person I go up to, I just know this nigga gonna do to me like that. I'm not even approaching the situation like that.
Right,
like I said,
right.
I still come into the situation like, okay, I'm gonna trust you until you give me a reason not to trust you. But I still have my little things about me that I've changed to where it's like, okay. And I used to be very, the accusing type. I used to be the type that always wanted to argue with people. Like, I was always very confrontational in my relationships. And what I'm saying, it's because I don't really know what it was, but I learned that about
I was
myself.
just on some bullshit.
I was on some bullshit, and I've learned that about myself too. That I was just like, you know what? Not every action deserves a reaction. Not only with relationships, with everything in life. Like, I don't have to react to everything, like, because it's not everything deserves my energy. And I think you talked about the last show where you was talking about pick your battles.
Absolutely.
And that's something I had to learn, and it sometimes hurt to not say some shit, because I'm like, damn, like I really want to just go off about this, but is it worth us getting into a whole argument about this? Is it worth doing all this? And sometimes I have to sit back and think like, no, it's not. And that's where I had to change it myself. And a lot of people have that maturity to realize those flaws about themselves and work to change it. Because now I feel like, personally, like if I were to be in a relationship now, it would probably be like 100 times better than my last relationship. Only because not only the lessons I learned about other people and like how other people can be, but I also learned about myself and what, just kind of like things that I needed to change.
Yeah.
So
and
now
grow
Mo is ready. So if y'all want to get in a relationship, it's
She's
Shouty
ready.
Mo
So
on
ready.
Instagram and Twitter.
She's ready.
Holla at
So
Shouty
ready.
Mo.
It's Sister Mo.
There
Oh
you
my
go.
God.
Holla at
And
her
baby, we
because
don't
she is
need a
now ready.
bed,
She's in a better
no.
place and she can get in a relationship now. Fuck with me. But no, so everybody's kind of said this
Don't need to
in different
set the
ways
mood,
that
she
like
yeah.
there are hilarious. Everybody says in different ways that like it's different levels of love and that people can come into your life and you can love them. Here's what I think, right? So like I agree with all that because I think that when different people come into your life, Mo was just talking about it. Maybe somebody comes in your life and they are teaching you a lesson. You know what I'm saying? For like the next person that you meet,
Yeah.
now you know how. Okay, well that didn't work probably because I was arguing for no damn reason.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
stop doing that crazy shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm scared to nigga off.
Right. And then I think that you can still have, and I know JC always talks about cutting motherfuckers from the root. And I think it's something to that, right? Because some people do need to get cut from the root.
That's
Right.
true.
No mistake.
Yeah.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Right.
true.
So we do need to cut from the root. But sometimes, you know what I mean? Like, is it Kanye that guy? Yeah, I think Kanye said they say people in your life for seasons and everything that happens is for a reason. Like that can be a real thing. That like sometimes you really have somebody that comes into your life for like a 6-month, 8-month period.
Yeah.
And that shit is intense. Like Mo was talking about something quick. It was an intense, it was passionate, it was a lot of love. And then for whatever reason that shit fizzled out, but it teaches you so much about you. Sometimes you can love somebody just because of what they teach you about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because we're all talking about different levels of love. So I want to go into that too, because I know the ultimate level is, man and woman, woman and man, or man and man, woman and woman. Shout out to my
Shout out.
LGBTQ listeners and followers, you dig? So shout out to them. This guy.
But see, I think I actually touched on that last show.
What
too.
you say? What you say?
Whenever I
She was
talked about,
touching everywhere. That's
I'll be touching on little topics here
What
and
you
there.
say?
But how I talked about how last year I had an experience where I was
With a woman?
I was no.
Oh, well,
I
okay.
was, we're not talking about the LGBT.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm talking about.
I had an experience.
right.
No,
kissed
like
the girl
how
and I liked
about,
it.
Like I talked about
She
this
wore
last
cherry
week.
chapstick?
How I was actually interested in somebody, but there was just no kind of pressure of relationship or how do you feel about me. There was never any like pressure. It was just strictly two people getting to know each other.
Right,
And
right.
I've never had somebody in my life like that.
I do remember that now. Yeah,
I've
yeah,
never
yeah.
had somebody in my life like that. So when he came into my life, even though, we fell off, yeah, it's still all love between the two of us. Like, I go to his city, he comes to my city. Like, it's going to be all love regardless. But
it's gonna be all.
it's all love, you know what I'm
if
saying?
You know what it
but
means,
no, like,
go-
it's just like that really taught me a lesson in just
Right.
that, like, 8-9 month time frame. Like, I was like, damn, like,
Hey.
I didn't think that somebody could be so cool. Somebody could be so chill and just things could just go so smoothly. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Show
it's
you
just-
a different level, a different side.
Exactly.
So here's a question.
Here's the question.
Is getting over that person means forgetting them or understanding that it was the wrong person for that relationship?
See, that's the. So, go ahead. I'll let you
So
tell.
here's my thing when it comes to that. Shout out to that. That was a very good question, by the way.
I'll be the fucking
So here's my
judge
thing
of
for
that shit. But
We
go ahead.
we have to learn from past experiences. We have to learn how to determine who's temporary and who's not. You know what I'm saying? And we determine that through their character. We determine that through their ways of speaking, their ways of being. Everything that falls into the characteristics category, right?
Yeah.
So I feel that yes, there are going to be people that you have to understand that. Listen, you have to let go. You have to let go. It's doing much more harm than it is doing good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then there's people that, hey, it didn't work out. No hard feelings. If I see you around, I'm gonna say, hey. You know what I mean? I'm not
Hey.
gonna be mean, but
Literally,
that's
say
just it. It's just gonna be
Exactly.
a hey. You know what I'm saying? Because of obviously the experiences that you're going through that person. Now, when I say let go of your past, I mean obviously learn from it so that you won't go through the same thing again. But don't hold it against your future.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's people that unfortunately they get with another person and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm upset with you," and it has nothing to do with you. The reason why they're upset is because of what they've been through, and they're, you know,
Or they
not-
may be assuming something.
right.
Or like
Yeah,
just blowing
so-
things out of proportion.
Oh, you're cheating on me. You're cheating me because the last person cheated on her. You know what I'm saying? So now you got to sit there with the I wasn't cheating.
With the I wasn't cheating face.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to sit there and be like, I don't know, it was about the poop. I was eating the chips. Like, everybody was eating chips.
What do you want me to say to this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to learn how to not hold your future people accountable for what your past people did to you. You know what I'm saying? That's when and that's what I mean when you got to determine from the temporary.
I think that's a thin line. I mean, not thin line, but I think that, well, I guess it is a thin line, right? Because so you shouldn't hold it against that person, but you're also supposed to. What happened here? What's
JC
he say?
getting serious because he took the hat off his head.
Hilarious.
Or
Hilarious.
they just in here sweating.
Yeah, that nigga just hot.
Pun intended.
Yeah.
Relax.
Shout out
He's
though. If
too
y'all want to
much.
choose up on JC, hit him up on Twitter at
Don't choose it.
Nah, they might
That
wait.
girl
No, no,
from
no,
the
no.
first
No
episode,
choosing.
Jenny.
You never
No
know.
choosing,
You
I'm
never
good.
know what's out there,
No
dog. You
choosing,
never
I'm
know.
okay.
You never know.
You
That
never
girl
know.
Jenny from the first episode.
Hilarious. Uh-oh.
guy.
But anyway, no, but here's what I'm saying though, is that it's a thin line, right? Because with lessons, you want to learn from those lessons, and you don't want to and you don't want to hey man, we had some budget cutbacks. This niggas in the comment to my no AC. Hey, it was some budget cutbacks this week, man. It's hard out
We
here.
in here cool as hell.
Yeah, fuck
Right.
y'all. It's just JC. That nigga from JC from up north.
Yeah,
Up north.
that's that.
But no, get back to what I'm saying. Listen, so
Yeah, come on.
it's a thin line, right? Where you have to learn from mistakes, right? So you don't want to hold that person. I don't want to say, well, fuck, that happened to me. So if I see Lionel doing anything, I'm gonna look. Nah, but you also don't want the shit to happen again,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You got to determine who that person is through their characteristics, because I'm not gonna hold.
Yeah, but
I'm
if
not
you
gonna
hurt-
hold Sister Mo
But that's
accountable
the thing.
for things that
But
happened
that's
to me in the
the.
past.
But see,
you know
that's
what
why we're having the show, because that's the thing about love. It's such a strong fucking emotion, fam. Right? And with the point that you brought up about dudes loving harder, I think dudes love crazier. I don't know if harder is the thing, but I think dudes are. I think dudes are crazier in love. Shout out to Tamara in the
on.
background. I think dudes are crazier in love because the shit that a guy will do, like you see it all the time. A woman will tell a guy that she don't want to be with this motherfucker no more. This nigga will tear up everything. He's coming up to the job. This nigga want to call her mama. This nigga want to call her sisters. This nigga is going to threaten to kill himself 3 days in a row. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a whole bunch of shit. That's what I'm saying. Like it's such a big emotion. So like if something's happened to you in your past, you sitting there like, yo, that shit ain't gonna happen to me again.
I'm with you.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that shit that happened, that shit ain't gonna happen. And it takes a long time to really, in my opinion, my humble opinion, shout out to Star Trek. I know I had my Star Trek shirt on today. I don't know. I don't know why I wanted to shout out to Star Trek. I don't know. It just came to my brain. I don't know. Shout out to fucking Mr. Spock.
You
I
like
don't know.
sponsor me?
Yeah, I know. Shout out to fucking William Shatner. Bring the bag. But no, I think I just saying. I think that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm saying. Like with from a male perspective, I know more males who have been in love and have done some unbelievably crazy
in love.
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know Mo can attest to that on both sides of it. You know what I'm saying? And so, well, I think to your point, JC, that like we do love different. I think from a woman's standpoint, getting over a relationship or like falling out of love with something happening, it's a lot of crying. That nigga said we calling that being thirsty. I'm with you. Yes and no though, right?
I don't know.
Because it's an element of thirst that might be in there. But niggas be hurt. Y'all know that. What was the viral video from like 10 years ago with the nigga crying? I fucking love you. With the little Mexican boy.
Are you talking about?
Little Mexican, y'all remember that?
I thought you were talking about the cinnamon
Oh,
apple.
I think I know what
Mexican
you're
boy had the head.
talking
I fucking love you.
Fucking love you. Nah, bro. I've legit have a friend who was with a man for like high school sweethearts type shit. Grew up, went to was going to college and shit. Had a child together and shit. Now throughout this relationship, nothing. It wasn't exactly perfect, and I don't know the ins and outs of the relationship. But all I know is that,
Fuck it, let's speculate.
there were some times where he wasn't, always playing his part, doing what he needed to be doing. But when she finally grew from it,
Right.
and she finally realized, like, damn, like this is just not what I want anymore. that nigga could not
Couldn't
take it. Was so mad at her, like so like
Right.
fuck that, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, and I don't know, I don't know if y'all have heard this where people say, a relationship's only gonna work if the man is more in love than the woman
Ooh,
is.
Hold on now, Sister Mo.
And
We're
I
going to
heard-
come back to that. We're going to put a pin
Hold
there.
on, now talk to Mrs. Hedda.
We're going to put a pin
No.
there, but we're going
Right.
to come back to that.
Yeah,
so
I
it
mean,
only
that's-
works
that's
if
where I
the
kinda-
man is more in love?
I've heard that before, where
Okay, that's interesting.
I don't know if
We
that's
can
just
talk-
social
we can-
media logic or
My phone's on 2%, so
If
I'm gonna
that's-
have to see what they saying in the chat.
Nigga said it's
2%. My shit on 15.
this nigga. Y'all niggas need to get a charger. Go ahead.
I got the cable.
Is anybody in the chat right now?
Yeah,
I don't
there's
know.
people off in the chat. It's active. See what they said. Niggas is just laughing. Niggas is laughing at our lack of AC. Fuck them.
hilarious.
Laughing at y'all sweaty asses.
Right. But see, excuse me. I'm with what you're saying though, Mo, because we gotta explore that shit you just said though about the men being more in love. I don't know. They saying for a relationship to work.
In order for it to work, yeah, that the man has to be more in love with the woman than the woman is with the man.
That's interesting.
And I mean, that was honestly coming from a lot of men's perspective.
Yeah.
That was coming from a lot of men's,
that
like,
men was saying that.
yeah, was saying
Really.
that, it's just like, yeah, that's the only way it's really gonna work. Because if the man's not more in love with you than you are with him, like,
It's not.
it's just very easy for him, I guess, to kind of stray or
To look
kinda go
around.
away, yeah.
So, here's my thing.
Here is his thing.
Pause.
Pause.
I think us men.
Right.
I think us men. Well. Yeah. I
Nigga, if you don't
Come
get to it.
He loves to.
think we interpret respect.
Uh-oh.
We interpret loyalty. We interpret, that kind of actions as love. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, surprisingly. Shit, okay, go ahead. Continue, my nigga. Surprisingly, I know what you mean. Okay, let me see where you're going with this now. I'm walking with you so far.
We're gonna
So,
be about another 10 minutes.
I don't need for a woman to tell me that she loves me all the time. I'd rather her show me by respecting me and being loyal to me.
You're going to have to
You know
do
what I'm saying?
more than just...
You know what
Go
I mean?
ahead.
Like
Okay.
this is
Hit the hoe.
and
See, that's
and
what
the
my
reason
mind
why
be.
I say this, the reason why I say this is because I already know that she loves. That if she's gonna say she loves me, I already know it because,
Her actions.
right, because of her actions, because of how she's displaying it. Now, women, they like to hear things. They like to make sure that, hey, tell me how you feeling. Tell me
What are you thinking? Where's
what you
your
think.
mind?
Right? What do you
Yeah.
that?
All
That's
them
what they.
damn questions.
Right.
I
that's what
know,
they'll be
and I'm just like,
look,
this ain't even gonna
that's
get you
why they'll
nowhere.
tell you.
I don't know
Hey,
what I'm
what,
thinking right
what
now.
do you think about this dress?
Right.
What do you think about this? Or what do you think about this look? How do you feel about? Because
be
they
like,
want to hear.
Great, it's great.
Yeah, because they want to
Like the
hear.
5 other ones. Okay.
They want to.
Can we go?
They want to
Yeah.
hear affirmation. They want your
Absolutely.
affirmation. They want you to confirm that everything they're doing is good. You know what I'm saying?
To your loving standards.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I think it's not necessarily that a woman needs to tell me that she loves me. I'd rather her just show me. I'll tell her every day, yo, I love you. I'm ride or die with you, baby girl. I'm there for you. I'm gonna honor you. I'm gonna cherish you. I'm
look at
gonna do everything for you because I love you. All I ask in return is respect and loyalty.
Absolutely.
Honor, respect, and loyalty. And this is why I've said a couple shows, a couple of episodes before, that I'll tell my girl, hey, listen, if that guy doesn't stop, like you have to put your boundaries. That's showing me respect. I know you have guy friends. That's cool. I'm not gonna tell you to not have guy friends because they've been there before I was. But show me the respect of me being your man by setting those boundaries. Where if I feel like he's too friendly and I tell you, hey, this bothers me a little bit, then respect that.
Right.
The same way as if you tell me, yo, I don't like the way this chick ran up on you, then I'll be like, all right, well, let me let me put a stop to it because
Yeah.
I'm not trying to lose you over misunderstanding.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the moral of the story is, nigga, you enjoy the respect factor That's some machismo shit, JC. I gave you dap on that. That's
Machismo.
some real. That's
Nah,
some
it
real
has not. No,
machismo
no, no.
shit.
It's not. It's not. It really isn't because obviously respect goes both ways.
I agree.
And the way a woman can interpret respect is by her man telling her that she loves him, that he loves her, or being there for her whenever she needs him, or just coming up with little details.
I can
hey,
relate
babe, I
to that
made you
though. Like, I
coffee.
really agree because things that are so important to me are like eye contact and making sure like I know that you're listening. Like I need your attention, and then
Yeah, small details
like
It's-
that,
it's
and then
the-
not cutting me off when I'm speaking because that shows that what I'm saying
Hold on,
isn't
hold on,
big
hold on.
enough. What you have to say is bigger. So exactly those kind of. So that's why I think that that's really a thing because I'll be in my head like, what the hell? You don't even give a fuck enough to listen to me.
Yeah,
right now.
you gotta be able to tell your girl, listen,
So it sounds like the male love is more of an ego love. What the hell's wrong
It's
with
not. It's not an ego love at
Y'all
all.
talking about respect.
I think
look
that's
at me in
simple.
the eyes.
That's-
But
yeah,
I,
don't
do,
cut
it's,
me
I
off.
give these things.
Those are the
and I give
those are the
things.
basics, bro.
And those are things I give, absolutely.
Talk to me, Sister Mo. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Are you out here cutting motherfuckers off and not looking at them in the eye and?
A lot of times. I mean, I'm an eye contact person though, so
Oh shit.
people be feeling like as
Sister
grown people,
Mo.
grown adults. Stop. Grown people be feeling like awkward still making eye contact with people, but that's standard. for
What do you
me.
think about JC and to another degree Lionel's theory
I mean,
of the male? What the man
I'm good.
wants?
Like around his chest. But I mean, I can definitely understand it because I don't want to say. I mean, it's nice for whenever like I was in a relationship. It was nice to hear certain things, but when you don't see it, it kind of cancels out.
Well,
anything
talk
that
to
you
me,
really-
Mo, too.
anything that
Tell
you're
me
really
what
saying to me.
from a woman's perspective, what are you looking from? What is love to you from a man or a woman? Shout out to my LGBT.
So everybody just singing tonight.
It's a singing night.
Singing ass
tone.
niggas up
I'm
here.
off this alcohol.
But-
I'm off that good cushion alcohol. Go
I'm
ahead.
dead. I mean, I ain't been in love in a long time, y'all.
Oh,
So it's hard to say like what. I mean, I definitely am the type of person that's just very like. I am a communicator. I'm a big communicator. So, it's like
you do want to be told.
I don't want to be told every time, but I just like to keep like a good open like environment as far as like with our communication. Like I want to be able to like I feel like when people can talk to me about things and just like open up to me about certain things, like it doesn't have to be that how you love me or just it can be things that are going on with you or going on with your family because there is those relationships where it's like maybe men feel like they can't talk to their partner about this and the third because of maybe how she'll react or she'll turn it into something else or something. Like I'm that type of person. I'm just like I'm a big constant communicator. I'm a very like affectionate person too, but it's just like that in itself is another way. It's just like you can always kind of just show me you love me, kind of be on me,
Now you want
kind of be shit
PDA.
like
Now
that.
hold
But
on.
no,
Mo.
hold on. I'm not saying
Last
public.
week you didn't want
I
PDA.
didn't say public displays of affection.
Oh, okay.
I can really care less about that because
Okay.
when you're with like somebody that you fucking with or somebody that you're like in a relationship with and y'all are behind closed doors. Like I'm very much that person that's just gonna lay up right next to you and just kind of always want to be on
It's
you.
too
like
hot for all
it's
that.
when I got the AC cut down low, so I don't want to hear no excuses. Like I don't know, like that's to me like that's big for me. Like if I feel like you just kind of always wanting to stay distant from me or just not really close that space
So
between
you want a
you and
cuddle
me.
bear.
I'm very cuddly, yes. So it's like for me that's a big factor in
Sister Mo.
showing me that you care for me, that you love me, because I just
But
love.
it's hard to play
when
2K
somebody
like
does.
that though. It's hard to play
You can find
2K
ways.
when you're like on me because I need all my attention.
Especially when you're losing, you be
Yeah,
pissed the
like this
fuck
nigga
off.
Steph Curry busting my ass and you want to be laying on me and shit.
That's
I'm
probably
like,
why I don't talk to niggas who play video games. Cause I ain't got time for you to be distracted, yo. Like I don't got time for that. And it's like also like it's not even just that too. It's just like phones too get in the way. Like
That's true.
a lot of times there was somebody I was actually interested. Like it was like a year ago that I was like really talking
too
to.
long ago.
I was talking to like they was cool and shit, but I started to realize that whenever we chilling, the nigga just on his phone, just scrolling and on social media and things like that. But I'm like, damn, like this is time that I'm designating for you to come and pull up on you, and you gonna just be on your
Yeah.
phone.
Yeah,
like,
that's
fucked up.
another.
I like that
Yeah.
undivided attention. You know what I'm saying? Like I understand
with you on that,
I
Mo.
understand
I'm
whenever
with you
you're
on that.
like in a long-term relationship, you know, you're not gonna always just be looking at each other. Like I get that, you know what I'm saying? Like
but there's
it's gonna
times-
change a little bit, yeah. But
yeah,
it's like
there's
whenever
times.
you just, you know, there's moments for that.
Exactly.
And like some people don't take those cues where it's like you're supposed to. You know, this is kind of like our time to just be together. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah, yeah,
I've been
yeah.
maybe
Like-
we
like
both
a-
been at work all day and I ain't seen you and I ain't getting a chance to really talk to you. But instead, you want to lay on the side of the bed and be on your phone instead of catching up with me or seeing what's up with me, how my day is going. That's the type of thing that shows me that people care and like genuinely love me because they wanna know about me. And this is how I know like whenever people don't fuck with me because I'm just like. I mean, maybe that's just how they are sometimes, but I don't want to be around people like that.
Let me ask this question because I know we've been talking a lot about falling in love and the different fears associated. Let me ask this question about it, right? Could it be one of the fears of falling in love is that, and this is what I've heard this from a lot of people, so I'm going to ask y'all, is that the quote unquote fun that we've been having somehow will end, or what we've built, or like the things that I like about you to this point. Once we get to this, I think maybe even just at the beginning, Lionel, that once now we're quote unquote in love, that somehow that's going to change. That dynamic will change because I'm saying I love you and you saying you love me. So now,
I think it should just grow. If you decide to no, I'm serious.
I'm serious
If
too.
shut the hell up.
Okay.
This guy. If you're saying that you love somebody and everything that you've done with that person should grow, start growing from that point on to even better place. In a perfect world, right? Obviously, there's going to be challenges. There's going to be adversity. There's going to be down times. There's going to be times where you hate each other to the max. But because you're in that commitment with that person, you want to grow with that person.
Yeah.
You know, I saw this in a movie one time when they said rainy days will come, but rain was meant for things to grow. Even though the skies are
nigga,
gray.
that was New Edition. Go ahead.
Even so, even though
Storms will come.
this guy, even though the skies are gray, it's rainy, it's ugly, it's
Tell me, baby.
outside. But it's necessary for things to grow. Grass needs to grow. The flowers need to grow.
JC
The
the
trees need
quote
to grow.
man.
That's a nice
You know what I'm
analogy.
saying?
Yeah.
So
that's right.
so
Yeah, he the quote man.
So-
You love a good quote.
I do.
Hit with
He
right.
be posting quotes on Snapchat.
I know.
He be like, if I saw this on Facebook, he be like, damn, that makes a lot of sense. I'm posting.
Message.
I do like putting up quotes because I think it narrates a story in very few words that'll help people understand.
We know what a quote
He
is.
likes metaphors.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because our
So,
attention span be short. We don't want the paragraph.
Obviously, if you telling somebody you love them, you're willing to take that growth and make something out of it. It's not about the people that say, "Oh, I'm afraid if I tell you that I love you, then things are gonna change." No, it shouldn't be that shouldn't be the case.
It shouldn't be.
But
You know what I
we're
mean?
talking about fear.
We're talking about the fear. We're talking about the fear side of it.
Because I'll be honest like that. Honest,
See,
like now
fear
that I think about it,
means
no, like I will say, like I've never really admitted it, but that probably is like something that I am
Sister
fearful
Mo.
of. Because
It'll
how I
change.
talked about whenever I talked about the 6-month rule a few episodes back, 6 months. That is my own somewhat projection of fear that people gonna switch up within 3 months, 4 months. You know what I'm saying? Like that's real because people do put on fronts. People do more to kind of like reel people in.
That's true.
And
Shout
it's
out
just
to
like,
a
I don't
smart
want
friend
shit.
that I have that said, within the first couple of times that you meet, it's your representative.
Oh, it's the representative you meet.
know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's perfect to like
I know it's perfect.
to make them. To,
See,
The fear that existed for me is like I mentioned this before, and it's just like a part of who I am ultimately, and like the natural rebellious soul that I have. Like I don't know. I had a lot of like friends, a lot of female friends. I had like a lit life that wasn't like.
Nigga, my shit was
Not to
going
say that
up.
it's not lit. I'm just saying
That
like
nigga
it was
said my
like
life was
not
going
like
up, nigga.
it was more like a bachelor's life, not like someone who's like settled in a relationship
I got
life.
you.
So that was a thing, was like making the two come together and like keeping still some sort of like sensation and stimulation that I got from that world and making it a new thing in this whole new world that I'm creating. And like that's a lot. Like for real, it's a lot. And it's like you have the fear of not wanting to lose so much of your old life because nothing was messed up. You didn't feel like anything was perfect. You're trying to move forward and grow it.
Right.
But some things really just can't exist in a relationship, and like having to learn that kind of shit. But it comes with a real fear of like, am I losing myself? Am I not going
Right.
to ever be able to be like that again? Am I never going to be able to do this again? So like those kinds of things are real.
Because
Shout out-
you want that one thing, right?
Yeah.
You want, like, man, I love this person.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
But in your mind, I think the
That's
fear,
why I think that age is a big thing. Like, if everybody could like graduate from high school at 35 and
Whoa.
then start living life,
Whoa.
like, and then start life at that point, then it would make a lot more sense for people to just start fucking dating randomly. But when you graduate at 17 and 18 and you just start dating and you're an adult now, like that does not make life easier at all. Like, I think age has a very big role.
I'm with you,
like,
no,
seriously.
because
I think it's more of a maturity thing.
Well, yeah, and
because
that's
because
true.
because obviously women mature a lot quicker than men, so it's not about their age.
That's an old wise tale.
In
It's not
some
about the
ways,
age.
Oh,
I think in
wow.
some ways.
No,
'Cause,
no,
yeah.
I mean,
Although the Nation of Islam does say that when you're looking for a wife, you should get someone that's half your age plus 7. So go ahead. Shout out to the nation. Shout out to the minister. He got banned from Facebook. Shout out to the minister.
I know we got to get into that.
Yeah. Go ahead. Shout out to the minister. Go ahead.
Sister Mo, she says she good. Anyways, I think honestly, I think the fear of falling in love is it's become a taboo, especially in this times, because everybody wants to just be open about everything. Like,
Should you not be open?
not in that case. I'm like
Nigga, let's close it
how
up.
can I say it? No. Let me
Elaborate.
rephrase that.
Let's
That
rephrase
because I
it. Get
used
enough,
I
yeah.
used wrong terminology
Okay.
to describe what I'm trying to say.
All right, we get it.
Everybody wants to be in an open relationship.
Whoa.
I don't know about
You know what I'm
that.
saying? No. If you look out there,
Whoa.
a lot of the people nowadays
Yes.
are in an open relationship,
Whoa, nigga.
and I think when it comes to relationships, you got to go back to the traditional ways. Just let it be two people, just two people.
But how traditional
You know
are we
what I'm
talking?
saying?
Because
Yeah.
that's still a new concept.
That is
No,
a new
I'm saying-
concept. That's a new concept within the last couple hundred years
It
in
really
Western
is. If
civilization.
we're gonna talk traditional, just have a real conversation. That is a new concept.
That's
Where
that's about a
it's
300 to 400
two
year
people.
concept. That's
It's
about a
just two
400-year
people.
concept, though.
so we're
two
talking
people.
subjective.
Two people.
Relative.
I think a relationship should always just be two people, just two people, just you and me. That's it. There can't be a third person.
I mean, that can. I mean, the way you're defining it. Let's just not.
No,
say
we
that
gotta
can.
know that there's different. Like,
Yeah,
come
it's
on.
different people.
This is from the perspective of a Eurocentric standard of love and what love is.
Yeah.
Like I've mentioned before, in Africa,
Yeah.
to this day,
To this-
like there's somebody
to
getting
this
married. There's somebody getting married tomorrow, and their parents picked who they're gonna marry, and it's based on who their family is and what assets and resources they have, and what they hold in here, and if they're able to have children. Like, people don't just marry based on this feeling called love. That's Eurocentric as fuck. Like, people marry based on status, people marry based on resources, people marry based on a lot of shit.
Big
and if
dick.
this wife is great in culinary, this wife is great in this, and this wife is great in that, then guess what? My kids get all of that, and that's a perspective.
That
Not
is-
saying that I align with it. We just have to be
Yeah.
intelligent and recognize things, not from our own bias perspective, because that's not a real conversation.
Agree.
So what you're saying is that polygamy is something.
Exists. It's a thing. We can't just say that like the world
Okay,
today just
but
wants
it's
this.
wrong.
But traditionally, That's your
I think at the same
No,
time.
it's not my
though-
opinion. It's a law. It's a U.S. law that polygamy is illegal.
But
Okay.
but
It's a
I mean,
it's
there's
a
a lot of
law.
laws.
You know what I'm
Man,
saying?
you can't even smoke
no,
weed
I'm,
like
I'm
you
with
want
you.
to.
Listen,
Like, that's a
you
bunch
can't
of-
listen. You can't be.
They don't want you to
30
have no
it's
fun.
Eurocentric.
For real,
That's the
we
thing.
can't have fun.
No, it's not about it being Eurocentric.
No, that's
It's
really
not.
what
No,
it is
no,
because
it's
there's
not.
so many
It's
perspectives.
not.
You know what perspective
It's
is,
not.
right?
Let's define it.
Do you know what
it's-
perspective
it's-
is?
it's-
Define it for him.
Listen,
Like this isn't JC's world or the
It's-
European
it's not.
Not
Christian
JC's
it's
world.
not
based
JC's
or the
world,
European
although it
Christian
is,
perspective
if you think about
world.
it.
It's not.
you know what I'm saying?
So much
Anyways,
more exists outside of that Christian Eurocentric.
It has
perspective.
nothing to do with Eurocentric.
It has everything to do with
No,
Christianity and
it's-
Eurocentric. Oh my
listen,
gosh. Okay.
Listen, polygamy in the U.S. is illegal, and that's it. We live in the U.S. This is our
Well,
reality.
it's not even illegal.
This
Look
is
at,
our
you know
reality.
What Utah
We
is
live
and
in
what
the
it consists
U.S.
of. Look in Utah.
The
That shit is not illegal.
United, in Utah. That's why the FBI is all on these cults that are in Utah.
They are very well alive, growing, thriving, and existing.
and the FBI is after them. Why?
I mean, I would have to see that to believe it, because what I see
Why
is
is the
escaping
FBI after?
polygamy.
Why is
There's
the U.S. government
there's a whole
after these
show
people?
called Escaping Polygamy, where people are running from villages that are these. That's
Why
some
is
bullshit.
the U.S. government after these people?
Because other
Because they're
things.
breaking
It's for
a
other
law.
things. Yeah,
They're
because they're having sex
breaking
with children.
A law.
They are
We
keeping people
live-
against their will.
Listen,
Don't
Lionel,
get that
hold on.
mistaked with polygamy.
We live in the United States. You don't live anywhere else but in the United States.
I live
and
on
in
the
the
world.
United
I live on
States,
this planet Earth.
no, you don't live
In the
anywhere else but in the
universe.
U.S. The United States of America. We live in San Antonio, Texas. United States of
Okay,
America.
but what is that relative to?
Here-
what the fuck does that
this
mean?
is
'Cause
what
I
I'm
don't give a
saying.
fuck.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I don't
fuck with
align
the-
with
with
the
This
the
is
law.
what
I
I'm
don't
saying.
align with the U.S.
This
I
is
don't
what I'm
align
saying.
with the president of this country.
This is
I
what
don't
I'm
give a
saying.
damn.
This is what I'm
It's
saying.
irrelevant to me.
Because you live here,
Yeah.
you have to abide by the laws of this nation.
I'm not gonna self-incarcerate myself, but I don't have to do a motherfucking thing, okay?
Well, okay, so you can live
And
the
neither
rest of
does
your life
anyone.
behind bars.
And neither does anyone.
forget-
But I've
and
never
not see
been to
your
jail.
children grow. It's
But I've
that
never been
simple.
to jail. My
It's-
child is growing great
it's
right
that
now as we
simple.
speak. That's
It's that
bullshit.
simple.
That's
You
your bullshit
break-
perspective.
No, you
That's how you
break a
control
law,
people.
there are
Mo?
consequences.
That's how you control people.
It's not about controlling
It
people.
is. If you happen
It's
to love
not.
3 people, then there's nothing wrong with that. Guess what? Exists. Do what the fuck you gotta do. It don't matter what anybody says. No one can come in your house and tell you that you're breaking the law. Tell him to go home and him to go home, and only he
So
can
get
stay.
the fuck out
Shut
the
up.
U.S.
Shut up.
It's that simple.
No,
you
it's
want to
shut
live?
the fuck up.
You
You're
want to
telling
live?
people how to
you
live
wanna
their life.
live a
That'll never
polygamous
work.
life? Go to the
I'm
Middle
not.
East.
I'm
Go
telling you
to
to
the
stop.
Middle
You don't
East.
tell people how to live. You don't 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 tell people
You're
how to
living your
fuck
life
to
right
live.
now because of the way
You don't tell
people
how
told you to live
No,
it.
that's you, JC.
You're living your life right now because of the way people told you
I'm
to
living
live
my
it.
life based on what the fuck I feel.
Based on what he feels.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. This
You're
guy-
living your life because somebody told you that this is illegal, so don't do it. This is how you love. A man and a woman is only 2 people in a relationship.
Okay,
this
listen,
and
Lionel,
that,
listen,
X, Y,
Lionel,
2Z, and
Lionel,
you said, okay.
Lionel.
That's
Go
his name.
ask any government official.
I don't give a fuck about them. Do you know what they do behind
listen,
closed
Fuck that
doors?
bullshit. We
listen.
ain't trying to hear
I don't
about that.
trust them. I don't trust their
Listen.
opinion. I don't have
I don't
anything to
wanna
ask
It's not
them.
about you trusting them. It's
I don't
not
have
about you
anything to
trusting
ask
them.
them. Then why would I
Before
ask
you
them?
were born, before you was even a thought, before
They
you
told me I was a third of a man at one point.
Listen.
That was a law.
Listen,
I can't get
before-
behind
At one point, I was a third of a man. I
before-
was property. So do you want me to? I'm
before-
supposed to just take the law as
before you
Bitch.
was even a thought in this nation.
I was still as powerful.
Before
and I
I
still
was
do
even
what
a
I
thought
wanted.
in this nation,
Yeah.
before there were laws that were made. And those in those laws,
I was a third of a
polygamy,
person.
in those laws, polygamy is illegal.
Are you listening to me, JC?
In the United States.
I just need to
in
know if
the
I have
United
ears here. Are
States-
there ears here also?
In the United States.
Okay, JC, I follow
If you live
I've taken
in
government, I've
polygamy,
taken
if you live a
economics,
polygamous
I get
lifestyle,
it.
you're
I get it.
living illegally.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
that simple. It's that
Understood.
simple. That's my
Understood.
argument.
Okay.
That's my argument. I'm not
Understood.
saying not to do it. I'm not saying that you can't do it. What I'm saying is what the laws stipulate. The laws say polygamy is illegal.
But
It's
we're
illegal.
Not saying, but we're not saying.
You
That's
said it was
all
a new
I'm saying.
concept. I'm saying it's
you're
not a
speaking
new
in
concept.
effect-
I'm
You're
not-
speaking in a way where you're saying you cannot do it, but we're talking in a way.
According to
is-
the laws,
but
you
listen,
can't do
we
it.
not. Listen, that's
But
not
according to laws,
But
at
that's
one
not what
point,
we're
I was
saying. What we're
property.
saying is
Everybody
not,
wait, let Mo go.
not necessarily that we understand there's things that we cannot do. We're not saying that we don't understand that. We're saying regardless of what we cannot do, are you or should you do it? You know what I'm saying? That's based off of your own morale. That's based off of what you believe in. If you believe in, the laws and things like that, okay, that's perfectly fine. There's people like us that don't believe in that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, regardless of whatever the laws say I can and cannot do, most times I'm doing what I want to do regardless. It's only, in my opinion, it's only illegal if you're getting caught.
True.
Let me-
because-
let me
well,
ask you a
let me
question.
say,
Let me ask you a
no,
question. Let me
JC, I
ask you a
didn't ask
question.
you a question
Let me
because
ask you a question.
at one point,
Let's go one at a time.
because if we're
I don't know how
talking,
we got
I can't
here.
even
Let-
hear
I
that.
never got this out.
I don't know where we
I
are
know,
right now.
I never got to
Because of
speak.
polygamy. Who brought
I never got to speak. If we're gonna talk about that, and we're gonna talk about law, at one point I would be considered property, and I would be considered a third of a man because that motherfucking law said
fuck
that.
off.
And am I supposed to say, okay, like who's my master? Who's next? Like, no, bitch, that's bullshit. I'm not gonna believe that. I think for myself. I don't just come out and say, this is what I'm being told, and I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna adopt it and grow and live in that, if I feel like
Because
it's
they
bullshit,
tell you that's
then
what
I
you're
feel like
supposed
it's
to be.
bullshit,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna align with it. And I know that there's a lot of people that have a lot of different perspectives. You just gotta understand that sometimes we're speaking from a biased perspective. I know that I have biases, but I'm aware of those, and I'm not setting my bias as law of the land, and that just needs to be understood. Period.
So here's my question.
All right, let's get this question out so we can get the
get
fuck
off
off of
this
this.
topic.
Go ahead.
Are there rules and regulations at your job?
Of course.
And if you break those rules and regulations, are you subject to any consequences up to termination of your job?
If someone catches you breaking those rules and regulations,
Keyword
correct.
catches.
Okay. Catches, whether they catch you or not, is still illegal. It's still an offense.
Not disagreeing,
to
but
your
you
job.
can't. You won't.
That's
get
my
fired.
argument.
My job
That's
paying
my
me.
argument. I'm not arguing about you not doing it or
I'm
you
with you.
can't do
They
it.
paying
My
me.
argument is, if it's illegal, it's
But I
illegal.
think-
Whether it's here, whether it's over there, if
Is
they
it-
say
Calm
it's
down,
illegal,
killer.
it's illegal.
That has,
it's
but
just
then
that
you have,
simple.
but then you don't have a foundation
that
because the
simple.
law changes so much. But then you don't have a foundation.
Simple.
Then
It's
as
really
a
that
person,
simple.
you don't have a foundation because 10 years
If
ago,
they
men and
say
men couldn't get
it's
married,
illegal,
and now they
it's
can.
illegal.
So
Okay,
you
let
don't
me
have
say
a
this.
foundation then.
All right.
That's my
Let
argument.
me jump
That
in.
tells me that you
All
don't have a
That's my
foundation.
Okay,
Let me bang the
let
gavel.
Roy go
Let me
ahead.
bang the gavel. Bang, bang, bang. All
You
right.
don't have
Order.
a real foundation.
Right. So let me just say this. I think the only thing that like people were taking offense, not offense to, but the thing people were taking exception to what you said, JC, was that you were saying it's wrong. And it's wrong because it's illegal, which everybody understands.
And that is a new concept.
But
it's
not
reality.
everybody believes
That's
that it's
not true.
wrong
That's just
just
not
because
the
it's
fact.
illegal.
Those
Everybody
just
just-
I
aren't
don't think
the
weed
fact.
is wrong
Yeah.
and it's illegal.
yeah.
10 years ago, a man and a man could not even get married. That was considered a mental illness. Today, they can get married and be well in love. So who the fuck?
LGBT.
We're not gonna base anything off of law, obviously, because that shit changes
laws
like
be
I change
changing.
underwear. So we
Yeah.
gotta have some kind of real foundation within and some kind of real morale and basis to run
And I
things
think what
from.
Lionel was talking about is conceptually could that work? And I would think
Absolutely.
yes. I would think
It's
conceptually.
been working. It's
I've
still
seen it work.
working.
You know what I'm saying, with other people. Now, whether or not I would do it, I think that may be a better conversation, right? Is it for you specific? I can tell it's not for you. So I want to ask you that
We know.
question.
We know
But I
it's
think
wrong.
that's a better conversation, in my opinion. A better, at least a broader conversation to have would be: is it for you individually, right?
Yeah.
But whether or not it should or shouldn't be, I respect both sides of it. But let's get the fuck away from that, please. My
Ultimately,
Lord.
just
See,
be
that's
careful
a
with
bad
bias.
word.
People,
We need to ban
I've
that
recognized
word
that
from the
people
podcast.
have
Ban what
issues
word?
with bias.
polygamy
Why should we ban that word?
because
Okay. Mo
we
gave
don't
me
need to talk about
nothing.
polygamy no
No,
more.
but
Mo
the thing
gave me
is,
nothing. Mo
the
just
deeper
said
thing,
because.
the deeper
I'm like,
thing
y'all
here
see
that
this?
everybody can take something
We've been
from
on this
is
10
to
minutes
be
already.
sensitive
Yeah, I know.
of your bias. That's not like intelligent. You were just gonna be talking shit to somebody who truly is living in this and like believes all of whatever the hell they
JC's
believe, and you're
face.
just completely disrespecting. Like people don't know how to step outside of ignorance, and that truly like gets under my skin because it's like you were screaming to me, bias. I'm biased. This is only because of my experience and all this bullshit, and that screams ignorance, and you don't even want to listen. So it's just like be aware of the biases that we all carry. Like I'm a black 23-year-old. I have bias. Like I think hip hop and rap are like some of the greatest genres in the world. I know that somebody may think otherwise, but I'm aware of that. I'm not just saying shut the fuck up. This is the genre. Period. Like there's a very fine line, and it gets disrespectful. You have to be aware. Seriously.
stay woke.
Stay woke. Absolutely. Don't play yourself.
All right. So all right, so fear of falling in love.
Back to the topic.
So maybe you're falling in and out of a polygamous relationship. I'm fucking with you.
Are you scared?
Right? All right, so we're going to wrap this shit up because y'all niggas done got me fucking upset.
This
God
is
damn it.
beautiful. This is great. This is stimulating.
I enjoy the dialogue. I enjoy JC's red shoes.
This guy.
I enjoy Mo's glasses. God damn it, Lionel, I forgot your damn telescope. We're going to bring that goddamn.
Oh shit.
Is it officially Gemini season now?
It
Facts.
is.
Okay, shout out to the Geminis out there.
It's officially the house of the.
Shout out to the Geminis out there, man.
Got 4
Do you
more
believe in that,
days.
JC? Horoscopes? I know you didn't. Shout out to my nigga JC. We don't do that shit. Fuck them horoscopes. So would you, hold on. So fear of falling in love. What if you were falling in love with somebody that you thought wasn't a compatible sign? I guess maybe you wouldn't be falling in love with them.
Yeah, it wouldn't even.
It
be
depends on
happening.
how heavily you let that affect your decisions because
I know some people
I
really
definitely
read that shit daily.
yeah, I was
and
gonna say
that's
I
like-
look into it, but I'm not. I mean, I'm not gonna sit and cancel somebody out just because
And
of
be
their
like,
sign.
nah,
I
this-
mean, I'll definitely keep a closer eye. And be like, I,
Be looking
you know
for
what
the
I'm saying?
signs, yeah.
Yeah.
Leo ass nigga over here.
Leos and Aries be on some other shit.
Yeah, is it just a
But-
coincidence that I happen to be surrounded by like everything that my horoscope said that I would be attracted to? Like, is
not
that
a
just a
coincidence.
coincidence? Am
It's
I
not
the
a
only person
coincidence.
that has that coincidence?
And there-
What's your hold on, can we get JC? What do you think JC's sign is? This is a good question. Let me see. What do you think JC's sign is?
I don't know.
His energy's so negative you don't know. Okay, what do you think?
No,
I'm fucking
that's
with
not
you.
the
What do you think, Sister Mo? What do you think his sign
I know
is?
what his sign is actually.
Do you?
It is.
You-
I don't know
It is
all the
birthday at the
signs.
beginning
That's
of the
why.
month.
I don't fucking know.
I remember him saying he's a May baby, but he's
I
not.
only
a
know
Gemini.
like 3 or
He's a
4
Taurus.
signs
Oh.
and their trades.
You're a Taurus?
I guess so, yeah.
Oh shit. Oh,
What does that mean?
I remember him saying his birthday's early.
What does that mean? I don't do the horoscope thing. What does a Taurus mean?
I don't
Taurus
know.
is
I don't
the
think
bull
of-
sign.
Oh, I get it. Why he? Okay, it makes sense.
It makes a lot of sense,
It
actually.
does.
But I get along great with Taurus,
You get along great with JC, except when
Yeah.
y'all disagree. All right, so
but it's still a good disagreement.
it is a good disagreement. All right, so let me talk about this. I want to end the whole fear of falling in love shit with this. Let's talk about the other aspect of it, because there's always the romantic love thing. But what about somebody that you love, right? That may be a friend that you have to cut from the root, or because we're all talking about like when you fall in love with somebody, right? What are the fears associated with it? Lionel brought it up, and I think you wanted to wait for it until kind of the end, the conclusion, which was the departure, right?
Yeah.
The departure is a real thing. I know people to this day,
To this day.
who be like, yo, I don't like making friends on some Drake shit. No new friends, right?
Yeah.
Because they don't want to get to a point to where motherfuckers is passing away.
Commitment
Or,
issues.
that could be a right. They just have a fear of like,
Yeah.
yo, I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, make this person close to me because of this. So do y'all have
Or
anybody?
attachment issues, like I'm gonna let you too close.
Right.
I'm not gonna be able to let your ass go. I'm gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be too far gone. And then if anything goes south, here I am.
I just feel like that's how society. That's why I brought this topic. I feel like that's how society is, because social media, what it allows everybody to do is be friendly, right? It allows you to be friendly with a ton of people that you really don't fucking know, right? But you can be friendly with them and somehow get some kind of fulfillment,
Yeah.
versus having that into those intimate
But isn't that more
relationships.
natural versus just
But that's
being like
actually-
an asshole to people? Like,
No. But I'm
Yeah,
saying though,
yeah.
what it robs you of, in my opinion, are those intimate relationships,
Yeah.
right? So you have a bunch of casual friendships with people, right? But you don't have any real. I know people who really only have a bunch of internet friends. In real life, nobody. Internet life, 20,000 friends. I'm like, nigga, like, but you
But see, I was actually looking
Yeah,
into
I know
this
someone like
myself too.
you got 20,000 internet
No,
friends?
I
real
don't
friends?
have 20,000
Oh, okay.
friends. But it was something that I was looking into because June 1st, I'm actually planning on doing a mental and social media cleanse. I'm going to be going 30 days without social
Oh,
media
shit.
and deleting my apps. And I was actually watching a video.
Make sure you shout out the show before you delete it.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna vlog. I'm gonna try and vlog it, but no, like I was actually watching a video of a guy who took 30 days off of social media. He actually met with somebody who's like, I guess a doctor, they're certified something, and they were saying that there is a need for those human interactions. Like that
Yes.
is necessary for people to remain sane and to, not go into depression, go into bits of loneliness and things like that. Because the thing is with social media, and the reason why you see such a spike in depression nowadays, anxiety and things like that, is because that is constant connection all the time. And he says something, there's like a difference between that internet connection and that real connection with like live human people.
Right.
But whenever you're on that constant connection with people on social media, like it's actually unhealthy because you have to have time of solitude to yourself where it's just no connection. But we don't have that a lot of times nowadays because people are always on the phone, people are always on the app, they're always talking to somebody or reading something or interacting with one another, and it's just so unhealthy.
when
So
we would be recharging, instead we're like
Exactly.
scrolling.
Exactly. Like you need time in solitude, and people aren't getting that, which is what causes people to have more anxiety and more depression and feel more like they have to compare themselves to other things and things like that, which is personally why I'm taking the break. I'm just like, I got to get away from that shit for a while and, kind of ultimately see where I'm at in the end. But that is real. Like, that's so real.
No,
like,
that's
people don't
good.
have
That's
enough
really good.
human interaction nowadays. And it's like, That's what fucks a lot of people up.
I did that for a while. I didn't have Facebook, Instagram, or Snapchat for a very, very, very long time.
His ex-girlfriend.
Did you
made him delete
notice
it.
a difference?
And I did. And the only reason why I opened up Facebook, literally, I opened up Facebook a couple weeks back. I opened it up again. It's just to get in touch with my family back in New York,
Yeah.
you know, so they can see pictures of my kids and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? That's the only reason why. You know,
You couldn't text message him, but go ahead.
No, we do. I mean, I'll send them text messages here and there, but it's so much
Email.
easier to
Just to
you know,
interact in that way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So, and honestly, I like living my life without Facebook. I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? I don't need social media.
Yeah, but
You
it's
know,
because
because-
you're able to see what you're. Because there's a lot of people who feel like they just, like, they don't say it directly, but they, like, underline,
need
they
that
know they
attention.
need that shit.
No,
Yeah.
And that's why I feel like I'm at a point in my life where it's just like muscle memory now, where I'm just picking up my phone, going to whatever apps because I know exactly where they are
It
without
is
even
muscle memory.
thinking.
It's
Like,
annoying.
and it's like, damn, like I really. And the thing was with that video that I watched, that guy at the end of everything was just like, damn, like he was like, I actually don't feel the urge to even really download my apps again. He was like, I'm gonna download them here and there for business and for things like that, but in the end, he just felt like, you know, once you get back on, you're kind of just like, okay, well, what's the point of this shit? Like, what is it that anybody's really? Am I really missing anything? You know, you're not
Exactly.
really missing anything.
Exactly.
And we have to
At
give
all.
ourselves that time to like really realize, like,
And you can be
you're
so
not
much more
missing out.
productive.
Like, it's okay. Like, you miss out on the memes. You gonna miss out on the jokes. That I mean, shit like that. It
Yeah,
is
you'll
the
miss
culture
out.
now.
You'll miss out on pop culture.
Yeah,
and stuff
exactly.
Like,
Like,
that.
that's our
but it's
culture
really
now,
not
but
necessary. It really
I'm ready to
isn't
see
necessary.
what it's gonna be like for me because I be on social media heavy, so that's gonna be a pretty.
You're gonna watch a lot of NCIS.
Actually,
You gonna-
it's a 30-day challenge for no social media, but I am also throwing in other 30 days.
You not gonna watch TV?
I don't really watch TV as it is.
Okay, well, good.
But
give
I
you
mean,
some books.
30
I'm
days without
adding in
Netflix.
some other. I watch something sometimes. I don't watch it like
Damn,
that.
Mo, what the hell do you do when you leave here, Mo?
I be on social media. That's the problem.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying. I need to get the fuck off that shit. And
Won't
I'm
be,
adding in other 30 days. Listen, I'm adding in other 30-day challenges, like
Oh, shit.
30 days of meditating once a day.
Oh,
30
shit.
days of, you know, like writing every day. I've talked about how I want to write music. I want to, you know, do
We
shit
finna
like
start
this.
getting some
Of actually
jams.
doing some shit, like doing shit that we want to sit and say that we don't have
That's
time for
productive.
because of social
Being
media.
productive.
Social media,
And we're just
yeah.
sitting there scrolling on the phone like we don't have time, but we not doing shit, but just trying to stay connected on the social
Today
media
I got
apps.
time, cuz.
Exactly. So it's like I'm really just ready to see where I'm at in 30 days. Not only, you know,
So this is
mentally,
all
but
of
also
June.
physically as well.
This is June.
This is June 1st to the 30th. This is my plan.
Oh shit, Mo! I'm
And
excited.
I'm trying to.
I know, I endorse that.
I'm actually really excited. I know it's probably gonna be tough the first week or so.
You know what's gonna happen? You're gonna go
Just
out.
don't think about
You're gonna
it.
go out one weekend, and you're gonna take pictures and be like, "I gotta post this shit."
Hey, that's the first thing I thought about. That was the first thing I thought about. I was like, damn, if I'm not gonna have my apps, like, if I'm out and about, I'm not gonna be posting shit. And I'm really just gonna be more so in
And to enjoy,
in
actually
the
enjoying
moment,
it.
yeah, and
Yes.
in the environment. And I
Yes.
want to see like what that's genuinely like because it's been so long
You
since
wanna
I've
see the
been
way
like, out
the way I
social-
grew up, Mo?
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see the way everyone grew up.
The way
I'm
I
trying to
grew
see
up.
how, you know, how it used to be back in the
Right?
day.
The way we grew up.
The way
But
I
no,
grew
like
up,
that's real,
the
and
way
I'm
we
actually
grew up.
really excited about
Just
it
like
to see what
lived.
happens.
Yeah, listen, I agree with that, Mo. I think shout out to you for actually taking that step. I think a lot of people in today's world should do this, just because it'll put them more in tune with themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Instead of having people approve of you because of what you're doing and what you're posting, you're approving of yourself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're living for you.
Because
You're
I
living
this
for
is one
nobody
I feel
else
very
anymore.
out of touch with myself, and I think that's what is pushing me into it. I'm like, damn, what is it that's bringing me down?
You're
What is
out
it
of
that's
touch
like
with
making,
yourself.
Yeah, like I feel like I am out of touch with myself
You
because
should start masturbating,
a lot of
Mo.
times, shut up. A lot of things like I'm just like, damn, like you know what I had
That's a good way to
to,
get
I
you
had
back
to
in
really
touch
like,
with
I had to
yourself.
really understand
Trying
like
to
what
help
is
you
it that's
out.
bringing me down? What is it that's making me feel like shit on a daily basis? Me sitting on a social media app and seeing everybody how they live in life, doing great things,
Yeah.
and I'm comparing myself and my situation to those other people, and I start feeling like shit because I'm like,
And you
damn,
know,
what the
you
fuck
do
am
that
I
shit
doing?
subconsciously too. You don't even got to be a
Exactly.
conscious thing. You can do that shit subconsciously. You'll be like,
Exactly.
because I had some shit one day. I was like, why the fuck am I at the store buying this shit? And I was like, oh, I forgot I saw that shit like 2 weeks ago on
Hell
the
yeah.
fucking Twitter. Like, get the fuck out of here. I don't want this shit.
You know, I'm gonna confess something right now.
Oh shit!
Ah.
Check this out.
Usher ass nigga over here. Go ahead.
Because this is my confession.
Oh, Lord
nah,
Jesus.
check this out. You know what I used to do, and I learned not to do it anymore, man, because I learned the hard way, bro. Every car I would get, I would post on social media. Like, oh, this is the new addition to my family or whatever. Not, nothing big, but hey, I felt accomplished because I just bought a new car.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Not a brand new car, but it was new to me.
My 97 Corolla.
You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel you.
And I've noticed that every time I would do that, I would end up losing that car. I would,
No, that's
yo,
real.
no. Real talk. Listen.
Life works like that for real.
Yo. Oh man, I swear, bro. Yo, I swear, dude. And I didn't understand until
Oh shit! I don't know why that's so funny.
it is hilarious.
Oh,
It's true,
nigga.
though.
Until I stopped doing it. Like I stopped doing it not because like I just wanted to, just like subconsciously I stopped doing it because I got busy with other stuff, whatever. And I noticed that I didn't lose that car. Now,
You start paying your bills. Go ahead.
you know what I'm saying? Now I don't lose that car. I now trade it in or I'm selling it. Like I'm not losing it out of or an accident or it got towed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
And
No, that's
How
and
do
I
you get
feel-
yourself together, man?
No, for real.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what you're saying. The reason why you buy things,
It does not, nigga.
It does. The reason why you buy things is because you see it on social media.
I wasn't losing
You know
shit.
what I'm saying? The reason why I lost things is
I was
because
out
I
here just
posted
trying
it
to
on
ball.
social media.
Oh,
People,
that
people do a lot of things
I
for
lo-
social media.
I
Like
lost
they
my
go
my
buy
past
certain
relationships
things for it.
because of social
Oh.
media.
But yeah, I've told people about
Hey, no,
things that I
nigga.
hadn't like secured the
Me-
bag
me-
on,
me- me- me being
secured the
stupid.
bag on yet, and I'm like, y'all, this is coming up. This is so exciting, and then it falls through for whatever
Yeah.
reason. It's like motherfuck. I never
That shit's
should've
real. It's
even
because people
opened my
project
mouth.
that negativity onto you.
Yeah,
whenever
people can be like, oh,
whenever they see
hell
that
nah.
whenever people see that you want to do something more for yourself, or they want something that you may have, or they're envious of what it is that you may be doing or talking about, they project that negative energy to you, and that ultimately will.
And
I
that's
mean, it's
why-
like
and that's
putting
why I
oval
stay
on your
putting
life.
quotes.
You know what I'm saying? Oh,
That's
here
why I
we go.
stay putting quotes.
It's like
Because-
it's like
I'm not
somebody
gonna
put
play
in
with this in here.
like a curse on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Where it's
that's
just
why.
like,
Listen, that's why I stay putting. I don't. If you look at my social media, I don't have pictures of my kids.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if I send a picture of my kids through social media, it's gonna be through a private message. It's gonna be through private messages to my family. It's gonna, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
on my profiles, my social profiles, you won't see pictures of my kids.
Yeah.
You'll see pictures of me once in a while, and then you'll see quotes, you'll see sayings, you'll see scenic routes or whatever. But you won't see pictures like of my kids because it's private. To me, it's
Yeah.
private. And this is why I can do without social media because I like being a private guy.
All right,
I
well,
don't like
this is
people
going to
in
be
my
posted on
business.
social media,
You
so
know
let's
what I'm
not bash it too much. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe on social media. Fuck what they talking about. Y'all stay on
I mean,
social media, goddammit.
My account's still gonna be there. Y'all follow me.
And y'all follow Sister Mo,
Follow me.
Shouty Mo.
Shouty Mo.
Shouty Mo up on
Underscore
there.
Shouty Mo.
Sister Mo.
Next week, make sure y'all join us next week, man.
I'm gonna have
on
to have a
this
show where I just
We gonna be back,
cross my
man.
arms at the beginning.
Let me tease this. What next week's show topic is? Here,
All right, don't forget.
I'm not gonna. Should I say it now? Or should we
Say it.
Fuck it. Let's. All right.
Say
everybody.
what you need
Next
to
week,
say.
for those still watching and listening.
Say what
Yeah.
you need to.
Oh my God.
For next week, we're gonna talk about do
Para
women
la
set
próxima
themselves
semana.
up for negative attention?
Ah,
That's what we're gonna talk about.
que si las
And we
mujeres
talking about the
qué?
Insta thoughts next week, basically.
Oh shit.
Que si
we're
las
talking about if
mujeres
women
qué?
set themselves up. 'Cause we trying to
This
figure
is
out.
basically stemming from Instagram.
They
Is it
do
from
set
Instagram?
themselves up. They
Si
know.
las mujeres se ponen en
goddamn it,
situaciones
Well,
we're not gonna
para
get into that till next
But
los
can I just say
comentarios
that they know?
negativos.
They say
Eso
it doesn't
lo
matter
vamos a
what kind
hablar
of
la
attention
semana
it
que
is.
viene.
All attention is good attention. They say that. That's
Oh,
all.
we saying that.
Yeah, they be saying,
All
I
of
don't give
it
a
is-
fuck.
We
Yeah.
gonna talk
Publicity
that
is
shit
good
next
publicity.
week. Y'all
Yeah.
can see Lionel and JC fight about attention next week.
Hey, check
Let's
it out,
see
dogs. Hit us up on nostrings.sa@gmail.com.
Oh yeah, that's the email.
.sa@gmail.com. If you want to be, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, whatever, jump into the live chat. Let us know. You know, we want that feedback, whether it's negative, whether it's good, whatever it is, we want that feedback. We're here every Wednesday night. Don't miss out. You know, if you have a topic that you want us to hear us talk about, let us know. Let us
You
know.
got some shit you going through?
Yeah.
You need advice?
If you want to call in,
FaceTime.
if you want to call in, and talk to us,
Nigga, you a televangelist?
And I'm like, okay, we haven't called.
call us.
Caller, you're on the line.
I promise I will
your-
give
with
the
your
most
prayer
sound
time.
advice
Caller,
that I
what's
can
your name?
give. It may not be
Call in
the
with your
best.
prayer
Because
rant.
there's somebody out there right now. There's somebody out there right now listening to this that understands.
If you want to
Yes.
sow a seed of $5.
Oh, wait.
I'm dead.
Hit me up on my hit me up on my Cash App.
Wait a minute.
Hit my
Sound like me
Cash.
shit.
We gonna pass the virtual pot around now.
That man.
All right, man. We out of here. We holla at y'all.